There are towns where the people left, but the stories stayed. Scattered across the American Southwest, these ghost towns are all that remain of once booming dreams, now silenced by time. Some faded quietly, others vanished overnight. But each one leaves behind echoes of ambition, hardship, and lives interrupted. In this episode, we travel to some of the most iconic and haunting ghost towns still standing, from the strange beauty of Ryolite to the frozen-in-time streets of Bodie. Join us as we explore some of the best ghost towns of the American West. Nestled just outside Death Valley, Ryolite sprang up almost overnight during a 1904 gold rush. Promoted as the next big strike, it boasted electric streetlights, a train depot, and an opera house, all within its first year.
So I'm using a book here to try to line up. See the Porter store there in the middle? I wasn't kidding when I told you this whole street was just wall-to-wall stores.
But the boom was short-lived. By 1911, the mines had played out, and the population shrank from thousands to none within a decade. Today, Ryolite is part outdoor museum, part art installation.
So the artist's name was Ed Sikowski, and he was, I think, a Belgian artist. And this piece is his first piece he made out here called The Last Supper, a depiction of the Last Supper of Christ with Amargosa Valley in the background. And he made this in 1984.
The eerie silence and desert winds add to its surreal charm. Getting there is easy. Ryolite is about 120 miles northwest of Las Vegas, just off Highway 374. The road is paved, making it accessible for most vehicles. The site is open year-round, but spring and fall offer the best weather. Avoid the scorching summer heat. There is no entry fee and parking is free. Remember to bring water and sunscreen as shade is scarce. But Ryolite ranks high on our list of Southwest ghost towns. The setting can't be beat. Founded in 1859 following a gold discovery, Bodie quickly grew into a wild mining town.
Main point is that, that boom town, once things got going, it got going, and it would have been a bunch of young men that liked to drink. And if you think about how these towns are set up, you go and you work in horrible conditions for very little wages. You probably don't have much hope in your life, doing the very blue-collar job. And then afterwards, you leave work and you're basically in a Las Vegas where you got drinking, gambling, and prostitution. And it's all legal and it's all spread out. I think there's like 50 some odd saloons here, something like that. And that's all there is to do. That's your life. Work hard, play hard. And that's what they did.
By the 1880s, it was home to 10,000 people with over 60 saloons and a reputation as a lawless, rough place.
There is like a murder almost every day here, a stabbing, a shooting.
The phrase "bad man from Bodie" was earned thanks to its many shootouts and brawls. Yet it was also a thriving community with schools, churches, and newspapers. After the mines played out and the last residents left in the early 20th century, Bodie became frozen in time. Today, Bodie is a California State Historic Park preserved in arrested decay, meaning the buildings are maintained but not restored. Located high in the Sierra Nevada, Bodie sits at 8,300 feet elevation, about 75 miles east of Bridgeport, California. Access is via a road off Highway 395, mostly paved with the last 3 miles a washboard dirt road.
Here's where the road begins, Bodie State Park, 3 miles. So that is correct. The road is dirt or gravel for 3 miles. If you have a trailer, you could see folks pulled off there on the side, so you don't have to tow stuff up this road.
High clearance vehicles are recommended, especially in spring when snow melts.
Whoa, jeez. Bumpity bump bump bumpity bump bump.
The park is open year-round, but winter access can be challenging due to snow-closing roads into the town. It is accessible only by skis, snowshoes, or snowmobiles during winter months. As of the time of this video in 2025, entry costs $8 per person, and the park offers self-guided tours with brochures. Bring water and sturdy shoes to explore the uneven terrain and enjoy a step back in time. Grafton's story is quieter but no less poignant. Founded in 1862 by Mormon settlers along the Virgin River, the town was built for farming rather than mining.
I think this says it all. You could see part of the rising swell of Zion National Park in the background. And these appear to be happy cows, well fed. Look at all this pasture they have to graze on.
Repeated flooding and isolation made life difficult, and by the 1940s, Grafton was completely abandoned. But its picturesque setting near Zion National Park and its role in films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid have kept its memory alive. I might have to say that because of the scenery, because of Zion National Park, because of these scenes, because of the amazingness of these structures taking me back, really making me feel it more than any other ghost town I've been to. This one's somehow getting into my imagination. Check this out. A home built in 1877. Grafton is easily accessible via Highway 9, just a few miles from Springdale, Utah. The site is free to visit and open year-round, with the best time in spring and fall when temperatures are mild. There are walking paths around the ruins and cemetery, but bring water and good shoes for uneven ground. With this kind of scenery, you really cannot go wrong. Other ghost towns like Jerome in Arizona and Terlingua in Texas blur the line between past and present. Jerome, once a booming copper mining town, is now an arts community and tourist destination.
I love it because there's a lot of old historic buildings that are original, like this old brothel. I believe this was an actual brothel back in the day, the House of Joy. We have all of these really cool old buildings like the 1898 Connor Hotel here. And next door, this old movie theater, which I've never been in this thing, the Liberty Theater, and that's where it is. think there's an old movie theater with old stadium style seating in there. And there's just one little hotel after another. This is the Central Hotel. 1973 clock up there. It's just such a cool town like that.
Terlingua has reinvented itself as a quirky remote hub for chili cook-offs and desert adventurers.
Lots of structures like this.
Let me out of here. Old Joe's smoking up a storm in here. Some towns are fully abandoned. Others live on. But all carry the echoes of the past. These towns vary widely in accessibility and amenities. Jerome is located about 100 miles north of Phoenix and is accessible by paved roads. Terlingua is more remote, near Big Bend National Park in Texas. It too is accessible by paved road. Ghost towns are more than abandoned buildings. They're reminders of hope, of failure, of how quickly things can change. They echo with footsteps you'll never hear and stories you'll never fully know. But if you stop and listen, they speak. There are hundreds more ghost towns waiting to be found. Let us know which ones you've explored, or which ones haunt your dreams. Want more stories whispered by dust and ruin? Subscribe and keep exploring the forgotten. Thanks for watching and taking the time to wander with us.